What is up, Jamily? This is Jamiro Fan 2000 here with yet another episode of Jamiro's Collection. Now, I know it's been a little bit of time since my last episode of Jamiro's Collection, but this is particularly a special episode of Jamiro's Collection because I finally got my hands on a hell of a beautiful album sampler. And you know, many people who watch my videos of Jamiro's Collection here on my YouTube channel have been seeing me do several album samplers in the past. Probably the last most major one I did was an album sampler for Jam, was the In-Store Jam, which was a compilation of mixture of songs from the first three Jamiroquai albums: Mercy on Planet Earth, Return to Space Cowboy, Charming on Moving. I did one about the Dynamite sampler that was available, but this sampler in particular, I have been wanting for my collection very, very badly because it's my favorite Jamiroquai album. And people who know me, who have watched my videos, know that my favorite Jamiroquai album, of course, is 1994's magnum opus, The Return of Space Cowboy, which saw Jamiroquai literally explode in creativity, lyrical prowess, and musical ingenuity. Now, this promo, like I said, is one I wanted for my collection badly. I did find it for a very reasonable price on Discogs.com, which is, of course, a great alternative site for people who are collectors who want to find an alternative source for eBay, because, you know, eBay can fluctuate on prices and everything. But this is the UK Return of the Space Cowboy paper album sampler. Now, it is perforated. If you're wondering, you see that it's perforated, but this is like alt like artwork from the Return of the Space Cowboy album. But this, as you see, is an album sampler for Return of the Space Cowboy, which, like I said, is my favorite album by Jamiroquai from 1994. But what is so particularly interesting about this album sampler is it's foldable. It's a paper foldable container, as you can see the CD in there. And the quality of this album sampler is literally pristine. It is so beautiful. But if what you do is you just pull this part up, it's got a little tab. Give me a second. But if you just simply just go like that, it unfurls, and you have a beautiful CD on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? And this is a half album sampler, so this is just, as you can see, it's like a burnt halfway disc. But what's so unique about this album sampler is apparently it has an alternate mix or an alternate edit of Stillness in Time, which is one of the most heralded, one of the most favorite, just to give you a look at the whole inside of this thing. I mean, look at that. And it continues in the back. You know, just... Oh, God, this album sampler is one I saw originally on Discogs that I had to get. But absolutely beautiful. But as I was saying, it does have an alternate edit of Stillness in Time. Now, I have not got a chance to listen to this yet. But what I'll do is I'll compare it to the album version of Stillness in Time. And if I notice any new things in this sampler that are not priorly known about Stillness in Time, I'll definitely report it to you here on a future video on the Jamiro Fan 2000 YouTube channel. But this sampler is semi-hard to find. I'm going to say semi-hard. I did see it originally on eBay for something around $20, which is super cheap for an album sampler. But for something like this that is still in pristine, as perforated paper, the CD is unscratched, absolutely feckless, perfect, pristine, is very rare. These samplers... This sampler is a one of a kind. There were no other. I mean, there were CD samplers and single samplers that were produced after this era, on basically jewel cases and stuff like that. But this one was very unique because this is a UK album sampler, and it came in a foldable paper container, and it's just so beautiful. I mean, just take that in. Just take that in. And what's interesting about this album art, you can actually see the original crosses when Apollo went to the moon. This is actually some of the stock photographs from the modules that was taking pictures of the moon as it orbited the planet over. Oh, I'm sorry, not planet. That orbited the moon, and the cameras that they used back in the 1960s had these little target gauges, these little target range, these little target crosses. So if you're wondering about the crosses and what they mean, that's what it is. It's basically how the photography was developed by NASA back then, and just for make sure the camera was in perfect sync with where the moon was and whatever, they used these little markers here to make sure the camera was steady, like it was perfectly balanced. So when they did their photographs as they orbited the moon, the pictures would come out perfect. But there you go. This is the 1994 UK album sampler for The Return of the Space Cowboy, which I said is my favorite album by Jamiroquai. You can find this relatively common on, if you're a collector and you want to start collecting, God, let me fix the Buffalo Man. He's a little off skew. If you want to find this, it's a relatively decent price. It's around, I'd say, about the $20 to $30 range. It was not produced, not it was made, produced in pretty good quantities. But like I said, there's a good close up of the track list you can see. But the Stills in Time is a rare edit. So like I said, I'll get back to you on that Stills in Time, see if it's any different compared to the album version. But I figure it's just a normal radio edit. But if there's any little nuanceical differences between the two, I will definitely report it here on my channel in a future episode. But like I said, you can find this for reasonably between $20 to $30 on import, not counting shipping costs. I got this one for about probably around $25, which was very, very good. And it was listed as very good. So it's very rarely I get a very good quality promo, which is this pristine. You could see the gloss on it. Just lovely. Absolutely lovely. But as I said, this is the 1994 UK album sampler for Jamiroquai's album, The Return of Space Cowboy. If you want more information about this promo and want to research it more and potentially buy yourself one of these promos, I'll be sure to put a link to the listing page on discogs.com that has more information about this promo. Like I said, it's a pretty common album sampler, but definitely worth the price if you can get it for a good price. But I hope you enjoyed this this episode of Jamiro's collection. If I get any more new additions to my collection, I will sure as enough record an episode and put it there on my channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest new videos coming from the Jamiro Fan 2000 YouTube channel as we trot into this very optimistic 2021, and hopefully the band will be back in the studio working on album 9 very, very soon. And as always, this is Jamiro Fan 2000. Take care, everybody. Take care. Be optimistic. Be positive. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related videos here on the Jamiro Fan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye-bye, everybody. Stay safe. Happy 2021.